almost 1,500 primary schools being closed today. Roughly 30,000 primary and intermediate school teachers and principals striking for the first time in 24 years. Many of those on strike attended rallies. Roughly 8,000 people marched up Auckland's Queen Street. In Wellington, 4,000 to 5,000 marched on Parliament. 3,000 people marched in Christchurch. And there were teacher rallies in almost every city in the country. The industrial action may escalate, with the government asking teachers, please be patient, and teachers saying they'll double down if they don't receive a better offer. We'll have more on that later in the program from our education correspondent, John Gerritsen. But what do teachers want? Well, our cameraman, Nick Monroe, and I went out in Auckland to ask them. And what we were told repeatedly is more money, better salaries will attract and retain more teachers, but also more money for support staff in classrooms to help meet the requirements of students with special needs or with English as a second language. Children with the same rights to an education as everyone else, but we were repeatedly told getting left behind because there simply aren't enough staff to cope. How long have you been teaching for?
I would say probably 35 years.
This is my 29th year.
This is my 3rd year teaching.
12, 13 years.
How long have you been teaching for?
I graduated in 1978.
Bloody hell.
I know, it's a very long time, John.
That was my first class, 1968.
Nick, our cameraman, can you swing around? I want to look at this. For viewers, for people listening, this is Manurewa West Primary School, Prima 4 in 1968, and there they all are. They're smiling faces.
37 children, no release time.
So why are you still teaching?
Because I love it, and I'm doing a bloody good job.
Right.
From brand new teachers to people teaching before the brand new teachers were even born. Thousands of them, some protesting for the first time ever.
I'm of retirement age. I could leave tomorrow, but I'm here because it's for the future of our kids and it's the future of our country. And I'm really, I've never marched before. This is a totally new thing. But if we don't stand up, then is it going to continue? And are our kids going to just melt into the background and not get the voices? We're the voices for some of our kids.
Is this your first ever march in your life?
Yes. I did go on strike 24 years ago, but I didn't march. But hey, today I'm marching.
It's a crisis, basically, yeah. So I wouldn't want to go into teaching now. I've been teaching nearly 30 years. It's changed a lot.
In what ways has it changed?
I think we were valued when I first started. It was a great career.
Being valued is key. Many of the younger teachers in particular spoke directly to that. We were in downtown Auckland, of course, and theirs is the stark economic reality of teaching and living in this city. How much do you earn?
I am on $58,000.
And how long have you been teaching for?
5 years.
You have a degree, obviously.
Yes, I do have a degree.
Of course you do. And what's your rent? Do you know how much you pay a week?
Yeah, I pay $550 a week in rent.
So what's that? Starting to head towards $28,000 a year. So
yeah.
roughly half your salary.
Yeah, half my salary.
In fact,
just for rent,
more than half your after-tax salary, right?
Correct, yeah. So I have, if I'm lucky, $100 left after all my bills and everything for the end of the week.
Can I ask you a rude question and you don't have to answer it, but what are you earning?
$48,000.
How much do you pay a week in rent?
$400.
So that's 400 times 50. So you're paying about 20 grand a year in rent.
Yes, correct.
Out of a salary, a before tax salary of $48,000.
Correct, yes.
So how are you getting by?
A lot of family support.
What do I earn? Just over 50,000.
How long have you been teaching for?
Over 10 years.
And how much do you earn?
I earn $71,000.
So you're top of the pay scale, aren't you? That's it.
That's it. That's all I can get. And I've got 3 children, and they're all under 7. So we're still at home with them. So I'm at work, and my husband's at home with my kids.
So your household income is $71,000 in Auckland.
Yeah.
So how are you getting by?
We struggle. We pay rent, so it's really hard to make sure that we've got heaps of food on the table.
And if I'm probing too much and I'm starting to upset you, just tell me to bugger off. But do you ever think you'll own a home?
No. I thought when I first started teaching that I would, but now there's no hope.
No hope. And remember, this is a woman near the top of the teaching pay scale, resigning herself to never owning a home. Now, that's not unique to teaching, but it presents a profound and increasingly insurmountable challenge to people trying to hire teachers in our more expensive cities.
This is my
Heights School in Henderson.
So are you the principal?
Deputy principal, and incredibly hard work. Actually, it's only a few of them, but yeah.
Tell me about what they're earning. So what's the pay range at Western Heights Primary in Henderson?
Okay, our beginning teachers earn about 48,000. That's what they start on. At the top of the scale is 71. Some teachers get an extra $4,000 unit for doing an extra responsibility.
And there's some youngsters standing around you.
All our teachers are young. Old teachers don't last, I'm sorry. I'm the last of the old ones standing.
So 2 questions. How are you attracting the young ones when the pay is...
That's the problem. We've stood outside and we've protested on our street, and we've had electricians and so on yell out the window, why don't you just get a new job if you don't like it? Hello, mister, that's exactly what's happening. I've had teachers leaving next year to go back to Australia. I've got teachers picking up international schools jobs in Singapore. They can't afford to teach in New Zealand anymore, not in Auckland anyway. They can't afford to live here.
Are you a teacher, young man?
I am. I'm a deputy principal.
What school?
Belmont Intermediate.
And why are you on strike?
So I'm on strike because I look at recruitment, and I know that we don't have enough teachers, anyone really coming into our profession.
Are you just saying that because there's industrial action taking place, or is that the actual case?
That is the actual case. I'll give you an example. I'll tell you a narrative. So my narrative last year. So I'm deputy principal, fully released out of the classroom. Last year we had a staff member leave. Middle of last year, we had no suitable applicants for that job.
None.
None.
And that's teachers. Try finding teacher aides. How much do you earn?
A pittance. I'm earning probably less than $18 an hour at the moment.
As a teacher aide?
Yep.
And teacher aides are desperately needed, right, to help with children who need extra assistance?
Absolutely. Like these guys, we're their right-hand man, and, you know, we'll do anything for them. We deserve better. The teachers deserve better. The kids deserve better.
You're earning less than $18 an hour?
About that, yeah. It's not a lot.
And this is where the personal economics become part of a bigger story, because teacher after teacher told me that teacher aides, people to work with children with special requirements, people to work with children with English as a second language, are increasingly not there.
We want the government to give us some resources so that we can help the kids the best that we can.
What resources do you need most of all?
Personally, I really appreciate the teacher aid support that we get. Our special needs teachers who coordinate special needs. Every school should have one of those because that load is just increasing all the time.
I was just talking to a teacher aide who's behind me. She's earning $18 an hour.
I know. I've worked with her. She was in my classroom full time and she was so valuable. I couldn't have done my job without her. And we so need to value those people and show them how much we value them.
It's quite immense because we are sitting in a class of between 25 to 30 kids in a classroom, and when you have that special needs student in your class, you really want to give them focused education. But if we don't have the teacher hours or the teacher learning assistance, we can't give them what they deserve. Everyone has a right to equal education in this country, and it's not happening.
What does your sign say?
Frazzled, frustrated and fed up.
And are you?
Very much so. We're here today to support not only all these people but thinking about our whānau, but more importantly for the future. I have a young year 2 teacher in my syndicate. Most of the people she went through training college with have left teaching. It's really sad.
I love teaching, but we're struggling, and yeah, we need support, we need help, we need more people. I've got 31 in my class, and it's too many children. I've got 5-year-olds, and I'm young.
31 5-year-olds.
31 5-year-olds, and I'm happy, I'm young and everything, and I'm still exhausted. So yeah, we need support, we need help.
Teachers marching up Queen Street today. Later on Checkpoint, we'll hear from John Gerritsen with some of the political reaction and response from Wellington.